Welcome to the Kyber Crystal Lounge. Today we are talking about episode 5 of the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. This is your spoiler warning. If you have not gone and seen the episode, I suggest you do it. I'm going to give you a brief recap and then I'll give you my thoughts on the episode. At the beginning of the episode, we get Reva with Darth Vader, and she informs him that the tracker she placed in Leia's little droid Lola has tracked Kenobi to the planet of Jabim. Vader promotes Reva to the Grand Inquisitor. Throughout this episode, we do get to see flashbacks of Anakin with Obi-Wan back when Anakin was a Padawan, and they are having a sparring match back and forth. And it peppered out through the episode, so we get little chunks at the beginning, and as it proceeds through the episode, it kind of plays into what happens. We get to Jabim, where we see Obi-Wan, Tala, and everybody exit the transport that they were on after they saved Leia from the Fortress Inquisitoris. Lola, Leia's little droid, goes and sabotages the hangar bay from opening as the Imperials move in on the planet. Once it's discovered that the Star Destroyer holding Vader and the Imperial forces is in orbit, everybody tries to make their escape plans, but because of the sabotage, they're unable to. The new Grand Inquisitor, Reva, lands on the planet with a battalion of stormtroopers and begins to try and break into the hangar bay, or whatever you want to call it, where the path is hidden. In order to buy some time and stall Reva from coming in, Kenobi goes and he starts talking to her. And it's revealed that Reva was a Padawan that we saw in the first episode that survived Order 66 at the Jedi Temple. And she isn't really interested in hunting Jedi. She's more interested in hunting Vader. And Kenobi puts everything together that Reva knew Darth Vader was Anakin Skywalker because she saw him at the temple. And we get flashbacks from her perspective of Anakin coming in with the clone troopers and killing the younglings and wounding her in the process. And she tells Kenobi that she hid with the bodies and waited for them to go cold as all the carnage passes. Still not sure how she got picked up. It sounds like she was picked up later by Vader, and she reveals that, she's the one hunting him, hunting Vader. Like, that's her plan, is to get revenge for that night in Order 66. Kenobi appeals to her and is trying to convince her that together they can stop Vader, and Reva's having no part about it. She's on her own. She's been doing things her way. While she's not a bad guy that you would think she is still ultimately a bad guy and a dark side user. So for anyone who's going to be thinking that, Reva, oh, she's a good guy, no, she's just a bad guy with a different set of goals than hunting Kenobi. She breaks in to the little area where the path is hidden, cuts through the door, and a battle begins. Everybody starts shooting. Kenobi and the path are shooting stormtroopers. Kenobi's got his lightsaber. And while all this is going down, little Leia is trying to fix the hangar door so it can open and everybody can escape. The battle claims a lot of lives, and Tala, the Imperial lady that has been helping Kenobi, goes down in the process. And in order to buy a little bit more time, while she's wounded, she blows up a thermal detonator. Vader comes down and joins them on the planet after ordering Reva to stand down. and Kenobi has turned himself in to once again buy them a little bit more time. And when Kenobi comes out, he tells Reva, "You're not bringing me to Vader. I'm bringing Vader to you. This is going to be your opportunity. He's going to be so focused on me that you can do what you can do, and we can let the people live here that are here." That doesn't really fly with Reva. Kenobi goes back in, taken with the stormtroopers. Vader comes down. They go in, and Leia gets the hangar doors open. Everybody gets on the transport and goes to escape. As they're flying away, Vader comes in and he grabs the ship out of the air with the Force, and he pulls it back down to the hangar floor where he disables the engine and rips the ship apart with the Force. This ends up being a decoy ship, and the real one flies off right in front of Vader as he's, distracted with the ship that he's destroying. While Vader's standing there, watching the actual ship fly away, Reva decides to make her move, and she attacks Vader from behind. But Vader stops her. He uses the Force to stop her lightsaber, and a very cocky lightsaber battle happens where Vader just toys with her through the entire thing. He doesn't even draw his own lightsaber, and he uses the Force, and he just dodges everything Reva throws at him. It's awesome. Vader is such a hardcore Sith in this episode. And much like Anakin was, he's still a little bit of a show-off. He ends up disarming Reva, breaks her Inquisitor lightsaber in half, keeps half for himself, and tosses her the other half, and they begin to have a lightsaber duel. Throughout the process, as I said, there's flashbacks between Kenobi and Anakin. These play in where you kind of get a feel for how Anakin was as a Padawan and how Vader's fighting now, and it's awesome. It is a great duality moment, and Vader ultimately disarms Reva again. He knows that she has been wanting to kill him and that he's been using her, and the real Grand Inquisitor comes in, and Vader runs Reva through with both sabers, and they tell her they're going to leave her in the gutter as they found her. While Vader and everyone leaves, Reva's laying on the hangar floor. She reaches for the lightsaber that's just outside her reach, and while she's down there, she sees Obi-Wan's communicator, which has a message from Bail Organa saying that if he doesn't hear back from Kenobi and that he hopes everything's going well, if he doesn't hear back from Kenobi, he's going to go to Tatooine because he's worried that the children have been found out, and he's going to go help the large family protect Luke. Reva now knows this. She knows that something's on Tatooine. There's children. She recognizes the name Owen from their encounter in the first episode. And while this is happening, Obi-Wan is sensing things through the Force. He's beginning to open himself up and get his mojo back to being the Jedi he once was. And that's where the episode ends, is on the Lars family homestead on the sands of Tatooine, with little Luke Skywalker sleeping in his bed, completely unaware of what is to come. With only one episode left to go, there's a lot that's going to happen. We know that Reva's not dead and that she's going to make her way to Tatooine. And supposedly there's been rumors that there is going to be a Reva spinoff, as well as possibly a second season to Obi-Wan Kenobi. So I don't know how this is going to end. I'm really looking forward to next week. I hope it doesn't end on a cliffhanger. I believe the original plan was that this was going to be a mini-series, so I think we're going to get some kind of ending in the final episode, and I'm really looking forward to it. I really hope we get to see another Vader Obi-Wan showdown, And this time, I think we're going to get more of an actual fight than just a Vader beatdown. I also think that Qui-Gon will appear in the next episode, either towards the end of the episode, after everything's all said and done and Kenobi's back on Tatooine and tries to meditate again, or Qui-Gon might just show up during the fight between Anakin and Obi-Wan. Either way would be really cool, and I think it would honestly mess with Vader's head a little bit if Qui-Gon appeared and kind of put an end to their fight. What did you think about episode 5 of Obi-Wan Kenobi? What do you think is going to happen in the final episode next week? Let me know in the comment section below. I would really appreciate it if you would like the video and subscribe to the channel and help me grow into something more. Thank you for stopping by the Kyber Crystal Lounge. May the Force be with you.